What's going on, guys? Hope you're all doing well. Hope you're doing well. What's going on? Hope you're doing well. This is my first time going outside in quite a bit. It's pretty nice. Can't lie. Just going outside and doing nothing. It's a beautiful sunny day right now in South Carolina. Just wanted to share a few thoughts today about not getting caught up in hustling and moving and being frantic all the time, and just kind of sharing that it's important to kind of just slow down. Today I went to the gym. This is my day off today from work. Been working for 12 hours for about the last week, and it's been all right, but this is my day off. I've just kind of come out to a nice sunny field and just done nothing. It's pretty nice. I would recommend it. It makes me feel like I'm a kid. So when you're a kid, you kind of just, if it's recess or something, you might have just sat down for a bit and looked at stuff, but a lot of times as an adult, at least I feel like I always have to be doing something. If I'm outside, I have to be walking or listening to a podcast or just filling my time with something to be productive. But I think it's really important just to slow down and just kind of go outside, get out of your room. Oh my gosh. I'm living in a military dorm right now. It's about the size of a college dorm, so maybe like, I don't know, 20 feet, 25 feet by 25 feet maybe? I don't know how big. Maybe like four or five cubicle sizes, or maybe like 6 or 7. But anyway, it's kind of a small room, and it's basically my one room where I sleep, I wake up, I get dressed, I eat my meals, I watch YouTube because I don't really have a TV. But it's kind of like my only room. And staying in one room, staying indoors all the time, it's not it. I need to remember, and maybe this can kind of remind you to go outside a little bit more and just do nothing. It's just very nice. You don't have to go on a vacation to just kind of slow down and kind of rest. You don't have to spend thousands of dollars on a vacation. You don't have to go on a cruise. You can just go out to a field, sit down. Hopefully you have a field. If you don't have a field, go to a park, or maybe find a baseball field, or hopefully you don't live in a city where it's hard to find a nice little grassy area. But if you can find a nice little grassy area, it's very nice. Man, especially if you're sitting indoors for 12 hours a day, not really getting much sunlight, just makes you feel like a human being. Just to sit down and feel the wind blow by you for a bit, just kind of chill. Just chill. Just don't do anything for a bit. It's like a little mini vacation. Just relax. Feel the sun on your skin. Take a few deep breaths. Just kind of look around and stare at the sky. When was the last time you looked at the clouds? And you really just sat down and took in a little bit of nature, man. I'm so caught up in always being optimal, as we feel like, you know, maybe you're in debt, or maybe you aren't doing so well economically. And if you are, you know, on the poorer side, maybe you don't have time to just kind of chill. But that really does suck. Hopefully you can get to a point where you can take a bit of time just to chill. Just kind of hit a mental reset. It's kind of like the anti-scroll on your phone. If you are scrolling all the time, you gotta stop, dude. You gotta stop. I gotta stop too. Don't have TikTok. I do have Instagram Reels. I scroll on that a little bit sometimes. But it really does, after a while, it really does start to use you instead of you using it after about 5 minutes, I'd say. The first 5 minutes, I'd say, of scrolling, you're like pretty lucid. You are like actively watching it, but after that, you know, you don't even know what number you're on. You don't even remember they say a bunch of YouTube videos ask you, like, do you even remember the last 5 videos that you watched? You probably don't. You probably don't, just because, you know, it's just like momentary entertainment, and then it's gone. But getting out in nature really is like, man, I haven't done it in a while. I mean going out in nature and just doing nothing. You don't even have to walk. You just stop doing anything. You just sit down, pick at the grass a little bit. It's kind of like fishing, except it's kind of like land fishing, because you don't have any water next to you. But a lot of people like fishing just because you can just go someplace out in nature and sit down and just kind of chill. Just slow down. Of course, it is important to, you know, work towards your goals and stuff, but work towards your financial goals and your financial well-being. But there is more to a person than just financial well-being. There's physical well-being, mental, social, spiritual. It doesn't have to mean religious. It can just mean spiritual, like your spirit, how your spirit feels, how your human spirit feels. Or it can be religious. If you are spirited, it's kind of what it means. But there's much more to a person, and you should be pursuing much more than just your financial goals, you know. Money, I think, realizing that while I do want to be rich, I don't want to just be rich in terms of finances. I want to be rich in terms of all the things I just said: physical well-being, mental well-being, social, spiritual, and financial. I think if you just go after money, it doesn't change who you are as a person, unless you learn other things while you're chasing it. You know, if you woke up tomorrow with $1 million, for one, you would probably lose it, because you wouldn't have learned anything along the way, because you never had any journey to go on. I'm just kind of rambling in this video so far, if you couldn't tell. it's just kind of a ramble, but I wouldn't want to trade my soul for any amount of money. Because I think the soul you have and the time that you have are the two most valuable things in reality, you know. A billionaire 80-year-old man would give up all his money to be young again. So, if you haven't slowed down in a while and just kind of taken a moment to appreciate, taking a little mini vacation. So I don't think it's a vacation if, you know, if you go on vacation and you have all these plans, you have all these timelines to meet, you have, like, each day is like packed full of things. I don't really think that's a vacation. I think part of what's inherent in the word vacation is vacancy, or having at least some vacant time just to kind of appreciate, you know. It's kind of just in the word vacant, vacation. Maybe you should have a little more vacancy in my life, or in your life, and I should have a little bit more vacancy in my life. Just, you know, have time to go hard, and have periods when you go hard in your day and your week. Also have times when you just sit back and kind of relax, you know. You don't want to do it too much, you know. You don't want to just like sit out in the field all day. Then you probably wouldn't make any money or have any friends, you know. But I think just being part of being a well-rounded person, just picking out the flowers sometimes. Just taking in some sun. I've been trying to get healthier. You know, for a while I thought being healthy meant going to the gym. While that is important, going to the gym is really a form of stress, where when you're working out your body, it's stressing it so that you can then grow back a little bit stronger. But if your body is already stressed from poor sleep or poor diet or too much mental stress, like you're always stressed at work, or you're always running late, or feeling bad, I don't really think going to the gym is going to help you too much more. But that's all for now, I think. Just want to remind myself, and maybe remind someone else watching this, to take a few moments every day, just kind of appreciate the world and be like a child, they say. Become more childlike and more joyous. Get some sun. Anyway, I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching. Bye.